Speedway 605 an Orange Show Speedway, late May 1975. Shiro scores fourth. Irwindale, California, May 16th. For the fourth time this year, Whittier's Vince Shiro visited the winner's circle at Speedway 605, winning the limited stock main event following a wheel-to-wheel duel with fellow townsman Bob Dill. Dill left the race on the final lap after a spin in turn 3, giving second place honors to John Wilson ahead of Bob Mastrolio. Shiro won the dash as well, sending his powerful Buick under the checkered flag ahead of Wilson and Dill. Shiro started the dash in the last row after setting fast time for the 7th week in a row. Mastrolio won the figure 8 main over Herman Karn and Dennis Winston. The women's event was won by Gracie McKee with Rachel Mendoza and Judy Kirby following. Mendoza won the dash over McKee and Kirby. Wren claims late model main. Story by Bob Kissinger. San Bernardino, California, May 17th. Charging out of the front row, John Wren pushed his 1965 Oldsmobile out front and held on for 30 laps to win the late model stock car main event before 5,006 fans at Orange Show Speedway Saturday night. Highland's Rick Becker challenged Wren for 27 laps before the engine in his Floyd Johnson Chevelle blew up, coating the track with oil for a yellow flag. When racing resumed, Greg Scheidecker took up the challenge in a 64 Chevelle, but settled for second ahead of Harold Harcrow and Connie Burdett. Rick McRae, driving a borrowed car, won the 15-lap semi after his own car developed mechanical problems. Larry Lara nailed down second ahead of Mike Lambert and six-cylinder Ford driver Tom Finneran. Richard Naz, Lara, Wren, and Rick Becker tasted victory in the heats. Out of the pole position, Connie Burdett rode to victory in the dash over Chuck Burdett Jr. and Harcrow. Sig Nelson drove his potent Ford Pinto to the 20-lap modified feature win, taking the lead from Firebird driver Bobby Harris on the final lap. D. Kelly drove his Dodge Charger to third place. On lap 15, Bakersfield visitor Rusty Sanders and his Falcon locked wheels with the Camaro of Gene Renneker, and both cars sliding into the turn 1 wall. There were no injuries, but major car damage did result. Kelly won the modified dash over Renneker and Nelson. Driving a Chevelle, Bob Dill won the limited stock main, enjoying a quarter-lap lead over David Ward when the checkered flag fell. Vince Shiro was third ahead of Bob Mastrolio. Dill claimed the dash win as well over Ward, with Eli Whitney third. Snuffy Smith had a big night in his little Renault, setting a new track record of 15.95 on the quarter mile for mini stocks. Following the new record, Smith won the dash over Steve Wright and Dean Mulder. Still not satisfied, he blazed a victory in the main event with Terry Pike and Bill Durr following. Bob Crow wins Orange Show Speedway main event. Bob Crow in his Competition Orange 1957 Chevy 6 was flagged into victory lane at Orange Show Speedway Saturday night, winning the 50-lap main event for hobby stock cars. Crow started the long grind on the front row pole position, vaulting into a good lead that he held all the way to the checkered flag in the double-point race. Following the San Bernardino Speed Star home for second was Chevelle driver Tom Page. Third went to Rick Loveland, followed by John Kincaid and Don Harkey. Mike Loveland went wire-to-wire, winning the 15-lap Hobby B main event by 10 feet over first-year driver Gary Stockman. Third place in the crash-filled race went to Ron Sandusky, with Wayne Wilson and Don Lucero following. The first Hobby Heat race winner was Capricorn John, with Bill Kearns and Don Conrad Jr. following in the second heat. Ken McRae Jr. took the checkered flag first, followed by John Simpkins and Stockman. David Beaver ran away with the third heat, winning over David Lossy and Jim King. Mike Egge scored first in the fast heat, with Joe Evans and Ron Felix following. Doug Boyd came out of the back row and charged through the 6-car field to win the Hobby A Trophy Dash in his Plymouth 6. Crow ran second, followed by Rick Loveland. Chris Peterson won the B Dash and was followed to the checkered flag by Stuckman and Mike Loveland. With a powerful V8 engine howling under the hood, Sig Nelson shot his Pinto Modified out of the front row starting slot and led all the way to victory in the Modified main event. Chasing Nelson all the way, but finishing second some 10 car lengths back, was Bakersfield visitor Rusty Sanders driving a Ford Falcon sporting a wing. D. Kelly ran third in a Dodge. The race finished under the caution flag when the radiator of the St. James Davis car exploded, coating turn 4 with water. Rick Hiley won the modified heat race, sending his Mercury Cougar around Steve Arnett in a Corvair on the final lap. Don Dinger was third. The modified dash went to Sanders with Nelson in the runner-up slot, while the Dodge Charger piloted by D. Kelly placed third. Snuffy Smith continued his winning ways in the mini stocks as he swept to victory in the Trophy Dash over Steve Reich and Dean Mulder. He returned to driver's Renault to the feature race win, downing Mulder and Alan Crawford. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, put your comments down below, and share this video. There's lots more where this came from.